What's up, everybody? It's your boy Kid Crypto, and I'm back. Haven't made a video in a little while, so I'm sorry about that. But we got some important topics heating up in crypto as we're going into 2025. Hope all of y'all had a great holiday. Going into the next holiday, New Year's. Hope you all had a great Christmas, and let's get ready for New Year's, right? Let's get ready for 2025. It's going to be a very, very historical year, in my opinion. I mean, the information's right there for the taking, but one of the things I want to touch in this video, and I think the actual entire concept of this video is going to be, can XRP reach $1,000? Can SHIB reach a penny? You guys know I love XRP. I love SHIB. I hold them dear to my heart. But the reason I want to touch on these topics is because there's a lot of stuff floating around out there. You got these people, I call them the market cap boys. Almost like a cult, as sad as that sounds, but they come in, they're like, market cap, y- you know, impossible. Sorry, but we're gonna correct you today. I had someone on Twitter, X, sorry, formerly known as Twitter, posting about that, and I corrected them. And that's one of these things I want you people to understand the actual value in being educated and truly knowing how to do your own research, right? If you're going to argue market cap, when I can just go and look at real estate, for example, okay, total market cap, anywhere from 326, they don't know, 326 to 379 trillion dollars. But how much cash is circulating in the world? Sir, there's only 8 trillion. How is this possible? So yeah, you get why I'm being harsh and very, very um I don't even know what word I'm gonna use here. I'm a data analyst, finance background, English words, I could care less about them. But anyway, we're going to dive into these topics. Very, very important because you're going to have people telling you, no, it can't reach 1,000. Well, we're going to correct them and we're going to correct them in the right way. When we look at XRP, so I created some very, very good bullet points here that we're going to look at. We're going to look at things comparing it to oil, gold, other assets, other commodities. And then we're going to dive into what XRP is, XRPL as well, and what XRP brings to the table, and how XRP can reach that $1,000 despite these market cap boys trying to use an outdated metric, a very simplistic metric, right? Because what is market cap? Market cap calculation, you're just taking the current price of an asset by its total circulating supply. This gentleman that was on Twitter was arguing, well, it only has 100 billion fixed tokens. Well, don't you calculate it with circulating supply, sir? Circulating supply is ever changing because it's burning XRP with every transaction. I don't care if it's 0.0000000000001. It's still changing that supply every transaction. Circulating supply, therefore, is not fixed, sir. Okay. I say that because I mean you have to stop taking what someone posts on Twitter and X. I got to get used to calling it that. What someone posts on X, and they just retweet it, and they're like, "There you go. I did the research for you." No, you didn't. I haven't seen one person talk about the patent that was filed for the XRPL smart legal contracts. We'll dive into that today. So we got some really, really good stuff here that I want to go into. And the first is looking here is market cap does not account for the utility, adoption, or functionality of an asset. Think of gold, right? When you think of gold, right? Um, gold's market cap does not limit its price movement. Okay, if demand rises, the price of gold increases, effectively raising its market cap without actually requiring additional supply, sir. Okay, so if XRP's role as a liquidity bridge and that demand grows, but we're on that fixed supply that you argue, it can't the price then go up, sir? I mean, again, I'm not a rocket scientist, but I think that's what they're explaining there. Okay, so, but then, well, some people they argue, sorry, I hit that. Well, that's their pricing, right? Because I had to explain to him, this person, they got to me. That's why I'm coming out here and making this video. And again, just because I feel bad, retailers, right? I don't mean to pick on you, altcoin Gordon, but you have almost 600,000 followers, and people are exploiting these types of influencers because you will post a post and say all cryptos are scams, everything's going to hell, why are you dumping? And then 2 seconds later, literally post, you will be rich if you hold through the shakeout. You are manipulating people, sir, just for a nickel off of how many times you post. You get paid X amount. You should be held accountable. But that's why I'm here. That's why you see I put out good information. Okay? I'm not here paid by some person to manipulate what I put out. Okay, I'll do it for free. I'll give y'all all the revenue. I don't give a fuck. Pardon my French to those underage viewers, but it pisses me off that people are now going and getting bad information. Like, for example, no XRP can't go to 1,000. Altcoin Gordon, I don't know if you ever said that, so I apologize, but the person, I don't even need to say his name. I really don't care. Um, because we already know that's not true, right? He didn't even understand what XRP was designed to do, which was tokenize arbitrary assets. It was built specifically to do so. Therefore, oh, that's the price of that. No, David Schwartz already said nothing can move on the XRPL without XRP creating demand, utility, which creates value. Okay. So as we come back to the notes here and we're looking over it, we understand its role as liquidity bridge. That's that cross-border payments. Demand for on-demand liquidity. Most of you have been hearing about this ODL, right? Ripple's on-demand liquidity uses XRP to settle cross-border payments. If banks and financial institutions globally adopt ODL, excuse me, to replace traditional correspondent banking, so XRP's demand could skyrocket. I mean, this is all happening right before us. Brad's already told us they're signing, averaging like 2 banks a week or a bank a week or something. And all their business is outside the US mainly. Wait till the US turns the green light on. I mean, that's just common sense. Then we go to volume of global financial system. Is doing trillions of dollars daily. Just play money, basically. I mean, if there's only 8 trillion circulating, right? But these market cap boys they know everything, right? If XRP is capturing that just a small percentage of just that, its value is going to rise exponentially. But that's just that it's going to tap into tokenization, real world use cases outside of payment systems. There's businesses that can use it as a payment system, but also can use it as a store of value. I saw different states are looking at reserves. I want to dive into that, see if that's actually true, right? I'm going to go behind the scenes and do my due diligence. Just like I was able to do my due diligence and find out, yes, XRP can reach 1,000. Are the market cap boys accurate? Sure. They're accurate with knowing how to calculate the price of a current asset in today's market at this very moment. Sure. Kudos to you for knowing how to do multiplication. But understanding that it can go past that, I can tell you probably stopped at college algebra. So, um, let's move on. Limited to supply. Understanding fixed versus non-fixed. We already know it's fixed at 100 billion, but we're not going to get into that. We already talked about the burn mechanism. Let's get on to more fun stuff. Institutional adoption, right? CBDC integration. Ripple has partnered with multiple central banks. We've already talked about that, but they're literally signing so many banks. It's like it's the mafia of crypto. No, I hate to say that. That sounds kind of cool though, but it's awesome. It's like, hey, I'll you do me a favor, I got you, I'll do you a favor. But no, these banks know because it's an instant settlement system. I was talking to my father about this with, we're getting into AMMs and doing these things, and he was transacting. He accidentally transacted. Not that he forgot, but when he was doing the AMMs, he did it all into like the one forgot. Oh, I need to have both, right? And so when he transacted it back and got the right amount of each coin, we laughed because it costed still less than a penny to do like 4 or 5 swaps. And I'm like, that's the fun part. Ethereum, I would have just I would have paid a mortgage to do that. I'm exaggerating, but Ethereum's expensive in the heat of the moment. you know. So understanding that Ripple is partnered with all these central banks to explore the use of the XRP ledger for central bank digital currencies. That's why they got the real USD for on-demand liquidity, cash, right there, boom, backed by, USD, government, treasuries, etc. Then Ripple Net's expansion, 300 financial institutions currently worldwide, more than. I mean, that just says it within itself. But market cap boys know everything. Be careful, y'all. All right, I'll stop. I think I beat that dead drum enough, but I'm trying to get you to understand that the demand for this is becoming, very transparent. We're starting to see it become, full life, and we're going to see that over the next couple years. And as that demand hits with that scarcity of XRP, with what's circulating, and that's ever changing as it gets burned and other projects launch excuse me, on the ledger. We can't control them. If other projects want to create some type of liquidity pool and then every transaction burns x amount of XRP, we can't stop that. XRP is meant to do what it's meant to do. This brings me to what David Schwartz says. The person tried to argue this, but y'all remember this. Okay, this was back in October. David Schwartz had argued that XRP cannot remain cheap if it is to function effectively as a medium for high value payments. He pointed out that regardless of whether XRP trades at $1 or 1 million, the cost of a $1 million transaction would still be equivalent to 1 million. However, he added that higher prices would facilitate cheaper payments. A higher priced XRP would reduce the market impact of transactions, making them more efficient and practical for larger transfers, a quality that was harder to achieve when XRP traded for mere cents. As they grow this, they're going to be able to have it for larger transactions. $100 in short term makes sense to me. You don't need to send as many, and you can still do millions of dollars in transactions for less of the XRP you can today, where it's trading at $2. $2.14 as I look here. Um, and so what he's basically getting at here is it can't remain this way. It was never it created to be something that you got to send a million XRP for $1 million transaction. No, it was never meant for that. And we're starting to see that because we're seeing how many banks are signing with them, how many want to use the Ripple's XRPL's ledger, the payment system. And then we also see behind the scenes, I don't know if y'all are paying attention, but they're meeting with the Federal Reserve. They met in Philadelphia. They're trying to get the Fed now on board. And whether that's going to be 100% official, again, those are things that I don't speculate. These are things that have already been talked about that I need to dive into and confirm. Hey, has a date been said yet? Is it guaranteed that XRP is going to be part of that, or are they just going to use the ledger? Again, if they just use the ledger, that's okay. They can't move anything on it, without XRP. So this creates a demand, and I drill that home because demand helps determine value. Okay. Still costs one. So making $1 million would be at least 1 million. So what he's basically saying is it's dirt cheap. It was never intended to be created for such, right? So let's move on. Price is determined by liquidity, not market cap. So this is where I'm going to school you market cap boys, okay? Market cap, price times circulating supply, is often misunderstood. Unlike stocks, a cryptocurrency's price is primarily influenced by its liquidity, buy, sell orders in the market, and perceived utility, not the market cap itself. Okay, liquidity needs to be high value transfer. For XRP to facilitate high value transfers globally, its price must be sufficiently high to allow for such large transactions without required excessive token quantities. You don't want to send, just like David Schwartz says, you don't want to send 1 million. You don't even want to send 1,000, or sorry, not 1,000. You don't even want to send 100,000. It would be better, in my opinion. I mean, you can look at Bitcoin right now. I mean, what is Bitcoin's price? I don't even, I haven't looked at, I'm playing with altcoin. So 93,000. So if you take, boom, okay. You can see how much, I mean, literally less than 10 Bitcoin you can send for $1 million transaction, right? I'm seeing how much of a million it was. I mean, you guys, it can figure out how many coins it would be exact. I mean, right there was your answer. But what I'm getting at is for XRP, if we want it to be logical, why does $1,000 makes the most sense? Move 1,000 XRP. I think that's what they're gonna store a value it at. The banks, the institutions, they're literally gonna. I've seen speculation, but again, they could go to 10,000. Again, market cap boys are gonna come. The smartest of the smart. I have a PhD in finance, sir. Sorry, but F you, stick it up your ass, sir. Just because you got a PhD on paper does not mean that if you come in and try to argue, well, price is literally, and I'm gonna come back here, times circulating supply, and that's how you, then I'm gonna show you why you're wrong. Okay. So going on to regulatory clarity, many of you know there's a SEC case that's still pending out there. International adoption, we've already talked about this global financial restructuring. We keep hearing about this integration with Swift. A lot of the influencers on Twitter, X, are posting it's going to replace it. I've seen this guy even say it's going to replace Swift. That's not what it was intended. It's intended to work with them. Swift right now, I mean, I've worked in the industry where I've seen banks use Swift and it's slow and not efficient for cost. It's to me too costly and too slow for what you get. Why not use an instant, say, okay, let's just start with 10%. Let's use 10% of the market right now and use the ledger and we'll increase it over time. It's literally what they're going to do. They're going to allow them to have a regulated stable coin for on-demand liquidity, plus their digital asset backing their blockchain, allowing them to have a instant payment system to send money cross borders for literally less than a penny. You tell me that there's no demand for that. You tell me that there's no demand to get this asset to $1,000, let banks sit on it, store the value in it, and then have on-demand liquidity with their stablecoin. Yeah, sure. Okay, market cap boys. So coming to it, utility speculative investments often drive crypto prices. If investors perceive XRP as a future backbone of global payments, the demand could dramatically inflate its price. Well, that's their goal. If we start to see big players come in, then retail is going to be like, oh my God, and they're going to jump in, but they're going to pay a premium. So as they start to build it up in front of you, just stay true, people. Do the research. Go look. You can literally go to Ripple. You can go to see who they're meeting with. Behind the scenes, Brad Garlinghouse. Follow these people. See what type of everyday Crypto Hulk. Shout out to you. You're putting out really good information, bringing people the information that they even forgot about. There's stuff from 2016, 17, 18. 17 because that's the iconic year that everybody remembers when it drove up, but 16 there's actually a few patents that were filed that were intriguing. um so I'm going to show you how we search that here in a moment, but that's why I finalize here with XRP as a store of value. Okay, decoupling from utility over time, XRP could be viewed as a store of value back into Bitcoin. Think about that. Why wouldn't they store it around 1,000 or 10,000, maybe 5,000? I don't know, but the potential's there. Digital asset space. I mean, I think it was Goldman Sachs that said this. Let's see. Goldman, was it X? Goldman Sachs says, yeah. Raoul Paul thinks the global market cap could increase 100 times by the end of this decade to $100 trillion. Well, market cap boys, I almost said Cirque, but I want to keep pointing out that one person. Well, market cap boys, where's this 100 trillion? Plus the 300 and whatever trillion for real estate, plus whatever trillions for. But I thought you said market cap makes sense. Let that sink in. Okay. So really all it is a placeholder. It's what people are willing to literally pay. Okay. And if the demand's there, and the utility is there, it's going to drive its price regardless of what those market cap boys tell you. Alrighty, mate. Uh, you know, now that we cleared all that up, really cool thing I want to point out here. If you come over here to the patent search, talked about doing good research, right? I'm just going to go to advanced search. You can do a basic search, but advanced search gives you a little more freedom. If any of you are familiar with SQL, this is going to be really easy for you. You have different operators here that you can search, but if you want to just do just XRP or ADA or Link or whatever, right? You can see back on 1226, the invention is a browser user interface generating a new class of smart legal contracts electronic document, sorry, class of smart legal contract electronic documents for traditional natural language legal binding agreements, wherein invention electronic document generation includes blockchain API, blah, blah, blah. You can see right here, AP transactions, for example, XRP ledger XRPL transaction was Xmin API wallet sign. Hence, invention features the three conditions needed to formalize the intent of a binding written contract, subject consideration and capacity, while incorporating blockchain safeguards against the product of forgery or perjury sought in the Uniform Commercial Code. For example, electronic document can currently active on inventor's domain, smartlegalcontent.net user interface on the XRPL mainnet. They are creating countless use cases. I will let y'all go through and have fun because this is what I'm currently doing and search XRPL or just XRP and Ledger. Use this operator down here. Have some fun and dive into it. I don't want to spoil it, but this is one I wanted to bring to light to show you the demand is rising. And when they turn it on, when that flip of the switch happens, these market cap boys, I save those posts. They will be exploited. Okay. Those that do good research, that stay educated, you know what it's about. The ones that are making, they're not posting every day for a nickel, a post or whatever it is. I'm just excited. It's probably $100 by now in today's inflation. Whatever it is. But they're getting paid for their posts. But remember, people, read the post and truly understand what they're trying to say. Okay, I mean, logically, what they're arguing, it doesn't even make sense. All these other markets that are assets, they all have higher valuations than total liquid cash, but y'all aren't going to argue that. He tried to argue, well, gold was fixed and this, or, oh, gold can be remined. I don't even know what he argued because it was stupid. Okay. Similar, XRP's market cap could increase as demand grows due to broader adoption without the need for its total supply to be traded. Come on, people, wake up. Market cap boys, you're done with. I mean, I almost want to say that's like so 1900s. Like oil's market cap isn't directly calculated by a stock or digital asset, but its values depend on daily production, consumer rates, geopolitics, and oil is consumed while XRP is not. Digital assets like can circulate endlessly with their ecosystem, making their market dynamics fundamentally different. Okay, I wanted to point that out. It's different. Okay, it's more like gold than oil. So the tokenization of oil. Now the comparison though is whereas the market cap can't be used to determine oil's value, so is the same concept though with XRP. It really can't be. So like market caps exceeding global liquid cash. The total liquid M1 money supply in the world is estimated at trillion. However, financially also include M2 and M3 supplies, which account for less liquid forms of money, like savings. Market caps of major exceed the liquid cap because valuations based on future expectations, not just existing liquidity. You idiots! I'm getting upset because this is literally what people post on Twitter and don't do research to understand. He argued X, I provided Y. He wanted source, I gave it. People, stop taking what someone on Twitter posts just to get paid for. Some of them post good stuff and some of them don't. XRP is meant for greatness for what it was created to do. $1,000 is definitely not out of the question. $10,000, not out of the question. Okay. Assets are held, not traded simultaneously, meaning the price reflects marginal trades, not the full monetary base required to sustain the market cap. So get the hell out of here. Okay. I went and did key takeaways, misleading constraints. The idea that a high market cap limits price growth is flawed because financial markets often exceed liquid cash and valuation due to speculative and future oriented pricing. Okay, come on, people. Wake up. It's right here for you. I love y'all. I'm gonna end with, we'll look here. This is exo charts for those that don't know. Just looking at a little bit of chart analysis as we get ready. Okay, when we look at our total trading volume, a lot of people are like, "Oh, get ready for Monday, Tuesday. We're going into New Year's." You will be able to tell when Wall Street and their buddies and all these people, the big market movers, come back when this right here goes back to normal. Okay, you can see we're down, but when it gets back to when we're trading back up here with the volume being at 500 billion again, you know that they're back from vacation. That's just logical. Okay, this right now is probably the little interns and AI bots, competing against each other that don't get vacation. Okay, plus algorithms on the weekend. But I'm talking about during the weekly hours until we see this volume actually get back up there. So stay safe, people. Understand that we are going through a nice little price correction. Many of you that have been following me know what I've been marking here on XRP as my level of interest, right at 175, 176. I gave the reasons why. We clear all of these bad bunched up lows that they've made, clear all these bad lows here, clear these bad lows here, and then it's go time. All financial imbalances are clear, right? Come over here, they're clearing. I mean, right now we just hit the buy tail. We're about to clear this buy tail. So we'll clear these buy tails, clear these bad lows, and so on. And so my interest is 175 to 176. Do we get there? We'll see. We'll let the data tell us. When I say let the data tell us, people remember we're looking at, net longs, net shorts. We're looking at structure, open interest, CVD, things like that to kind of give us an idea of what the market's telling us, who's trapped, who's not. Is open interest in price increasing, decreasing? Is one doing one and the other doing the other? You get what I'm trying to say. This is not meant to be financial advice, anybody. My streams are not meant for that. It's all educational, bringing y'all to knowledge. Um, my hopes is that we clear these bad lows within the next day or so, hopefully by Tuesday. Then have a good New Year's, and then January's go time. Uh, and again, once we see that quantitative easing happen, that means the rate cuts are starting to go into effect, and we'll start to see the Fed net liquidity increase, right? Once we see our Fed net liquidity increase here and take off like it did back in, what was it, 2021? Yeah. Um, so you can see 2020 to 2021 when we get our, I mean, it's already increasing. This was at 5.8 something earlier, so it's slowly starting to creep up. Once we see that take off, then we know, hey, everything's good, right? Everything came through. Uh, and so let's do it. Until next time, y'all, I love y'all.